Daddy.
Hello. How are you?
Can you play the pillow?
Oh, sure, why not? You all tucked in bed?
Yeah.
Okay. There are strange things done in the midnight sun. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. On a Christmas day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Now, a man's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I would not fail. And every night, by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows, oh God, how I loathe the thing. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile, you could see a mile, and he said, "Please shut the door."
Hello.
How's it going?
How are you?
Good.
I should probably open this up so you can see,
Oh, sure, that'd be awesome.
see what you're getting.
Thank
Take a look
you.
in here. Obviously the case is for you too.
Appreciate that,
No
yeah.
need for it.
I got a question. How much did this run you?
How much was our camper, Kyle?
Like a little under, like $5,000.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Is
Yeah.
it like does it pop up to sleep in, or is it just like a kitchen
It pops
style?
up. It's like one side.
Oh,
it pops up
okay.
like just like a.
Nice.
The other two, it's just the one side.
Super. I'm looking for something for my Jeep, right?
Yeah,
And it
it's
doesn't
sweet.
tow a lot.
Yeah, we tow
but
it on the little RAV. Like
yeah, I
the-
assumed,
the-
right?
across
So
the
that.
street. Yeah.
Okay.
Sell a version of that that's Jeep brand.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes, look it up online.
Is
It's
it-
called a Livid Light.
A livid light.
Live-in light.
Oh, live-in light. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I guess this part.
Yeah,
It's not for free. Thank you
No,
so very much.
Take care.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. That was a very nice interaction. Lovely couple out here in Airdrie. Came out here to pick up another item to check off on the quest that is at hand. And that was, of course, as you saw, Dr. Mario 64, which is very funny, but we'll get there. It's nice to have another one for the collection, but there is a little bit of a story attached to it. Well, not this, but it's a very Matthew thing. And yeah, they have a cute little trailer there. I'm always kind of like on the lookout for things that Grace could haul. Not that that's happening anytime soon. Definitely a future Matthew problem, but for now, time to take a nice leisurely drive back to the good ship Lucky and get hitched up for the night and then go find a place to park. It was a nice little drive out here to Airdrie, which, if you don't know, is just a little small city just north of Calgary. It's like a half-hour drive from where I was in the city, no big deal. And they weren't available till the evening anyway, which worked out very well for me after I dropped the Pirate Princess off. And I didn't even realize, but this is the old neighborhood up here in Airdrie where my buddy Mike used to live. They don't anymore, but it was a pleasant surprise to round one of those traffic circles and be like, I've been there. But yeah, I saw that pop up there on Marketplace, and I've been keeping my eye on that, obviously, ever since the quest began. And they were selling it a little bit more of a reduced price than what the game is worth, so I thought it was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. Not that I'm gagging to play Dr. Mario, but there is a nostalgic twinge sort of attached to it, because my very first system was the Nintendo Entertainment System, the OG Nintendo, and I did end up having Dr. Mario on that, the original Dr. Mario. And you want to know who in the household played that game more than anybody else? My mother. And I've got this great core memory attached to that. She just really enjoyed that, and Yoshi. They're both similar style games on the Nintendo. They're puzzle games, very similar to Tetris if you're not familiar with them. But yeah, I remember her really enjoying that game and playing it. Probably not as much as I am remembering like she did, but I do distinctly remember her trying to get the little pills as they come down over onto the viruses, not simply by using the D-pad, but also by doing wild motions like this to try to get them over faster. And of course, you flash forward decades after that point, and I'm highly convinced that she was the inspiration for the Nintendo Wii, which actually did that with the Wiimotes. Probably not, but it's a nice sort of thing I would tell myself. This is not where I want to turn. Where the hell am I? We're in the boonies now. But yeah, so it's nice to get that for the collection. This game was released, I believe, pretty late in the Nintendo 64's life. I believe I had already moved on to the GameCube by the time it had come out. So it's nice to have it complete in box. Hopefully it works. It's not another Duke Nukem style situation. Bill! I give him shit, but it's not his fault. Hello. No. Should get you some food? All right, let's feed you. Then we gotta get Grace attached to Lucky's rump. Is that good? Yeah. That, our jacket. Okay, and before we leave, let's crawl in the back here and close up the So Cozy covers. I'm always just more comfortable with those closed when I pull up wherever it might be that we wind up at the end of the day, which is going to be very soon, as soon as we get the whole fleet moving. Well, I can just stay out because it's going to go right back out. Right. Yikes. All right. Lights out. Hold on to your butt, Penny. The brake controller. Monitor. Hello. Tally freaking ho. Come along, Grace. We're off. Seen a night to the world, Kay. Yeah. Walked. Good. Come in here. Lights back on. And stuff everywhere. Oh! Your cat food fell down. Yes, and our white balance does not have its poop in a group. There, that's better. All right. Food back up there. Do we have enough water in here for ice? Oh, we do. Score. Ice momentarily, or at least in, 19 minutes. Oh, it's up here. Also smells like you had a very successful number 2. Yep. Let's get our poop bags. At least you do it. You know, well, I'm out of the van, and we're not driving, unlike your little furry sister used to really keep us on our toes. Right, reach into the abyss. Oh, God. Oh, your whole thing could stand to be shaken, cat. Why didn't you let me know? All right. You don't speak English. Kobe. Let me get that for you. Awkward. All right, slide that back in there. Vacuum in here. Portable shower back in here. And our Dettol for when we inevitably slice our finger again. All right, world. That is all she wrote for today. All right, now that we put the bag back here, let's drag it back out on the driver's seat. That thing should just be living in Grace, but Grace is in a little bit of a state right now, and that's what we're going to be getting to tomorrow. Hopefully wrapping up a project that I feel like started forever ago, but really it was just a few days in reality. For now, though, whilst my ice is being made, I'm going to take a look at this, and we will just make sure it works, because, my goodness. I love these plastic boxes that the games come in. Helps to preserve them, even though it's not going to help preserve them if they're already dinged when you put them in, but it's going to prevent them from getting any worse. Why do I not remember that they open on the red side to get access to the actual cartridge? So I got this all hooked up. I even changed that to say N64, so now we in business. So we'll select that input, pop out the good old Jet Force Gemini, and let's see how our first puzzle game of the quest works. Hopefully, do the thing. That's what you want to see. That's way better than those colored lines of nonsense. There. Look at that. They're so flashy. Awesome. My faith in humanity has been restored. And actually, this is fun, too. On the way back, I stopped at another game store. Oh, now it's just in demo mode. Hang on. Demo play. It's the A button. Bring that cheerful Dr. Mario music back, please. but I stopped at another store just to browse. They had a couple items that were pretty cool. One thing I picked up was this box for a game called Roadsters on the N64. I remember when this was coming out or got announced, it was, I don't know where it was when I had my N64 in the timeline and whatnot, but I just thought it looked so cool. That cover art with the car and everything, it's like, well, this is going to be the sickest racing game ever. Well before Gran Turismo or Forza or any of that stuff. And back then, my little brain probably did think it was the slickest racing game ever. Probably looks like hot ass these days. But the interesting part of this is, in terms of this collecting-a-thon, it's actually a really cheap game. I was able to pick this box up on the cheap, and they actually have the game over at the game store in Bonavista with no box for like 20 bucks. So once we're done tomorrow's festivities, maybe we'll make a rip over there and see if it's still in stock. I mean, I checked the inventory before I bought that, so unless somebody's really got an inkling for Roadsters before tomorrow, we should be in the clear. That's kind of cool. Piecemealing it together. Unfortunately, it's just the box, no instructions. It did say box only, so I'm assuming it's just the insert. Yeah, nothing in there. But we got the box, now we just need the game to put in it. I'm having so much fun. Actually, I've procured a few games now that have boxes, but not these protective covers. You can pick these up on Amazon in packs of like 10 for really cheap, so I'm gonna have to do that as well. All right, ice so soon, and then, screw it, maybe we'll play some Dr. Mario. I guess I should actually make myself comfortable in my own tiny home here. Take off the clodhoppers. Maybe remove the flannel, because it is all sorts of warm in here right now. We are very much in the swing of decent weather during the day where you don't need the heater. You still want the heater on, but not crazy high. Like mine's on super low, and it has been all day, except for when I did some laundry today, and when I drove from the laundromat back to where Lucky was, cranked the heater up on high for that little drive. So it was about 15 minutes of nice high temperatures. But anyways, you still want to keep it on, and then it's, by the time it's the middle of the night or wee hours of the morning, it's quite chilly out. So the way the van feels right now, well, it'll be very beneficial then. Right now it's a little... That's why the food fell down. That wasn't in the way. Ice for days. Because I'm an adult and I can do whatever I want. Good morning, Penny. Hey. Oh, what's it like out there? Oh, the world is waking up. Oh. Morning, Grace. I guess it's time to get our poop in a group. Which includes our voice. My goodness. Yeah. You flipped around. Yeah. Oh, yes. He's still regal in the morning light. Oh, God. Yeah, so much for that. Time for some breakfast? Yeah. Didn't even take my own advice last night about the heat. It's freezing cold this morning around 5. I had to get up and turn this bad boy up to 20 degrees. It's blowing away now. With the configuration we had when we went to sleep, it got very cold in here, didn't it, Penny? And not all of us have the luxury of a built-in fur jacket. Oh, that's a sad day. We don't have any yogurt. We do have our Revita, so we're on the right track. Okay, before we get going, I know I'm going to need into the back of Lucky today probably multiple times, so we'll make our life a little easier in the future, the immediate future, but digging this stuff out so it doesn't fall out on us when we get posted up wherever it is we're going to go today. And then we will put it all away. after. Such is my shuffle. And now that we got our shirt on, let's let some more light in and let's get on with it. Boot 1, boot 2, dirty socks into laundry bag. Yeah, that's how chock full Grace is right now. There ain't even room for the laundry bag. Ish. It's chilly out, but hopefully it's going to be a very beautiful day. That's what it looks like. I bet they got some yogurt in there. I have not been out to this superstore with the entire rig before, as this parking lot is not friendly to a rig such as this. So we're just gonna do this and be that guy. There's lots of curbs and breakups and whatnot in the lot, unlike the superstore I usually find myself at. Oh well, yogurt, ho! Well, before yogurt, painkillers, ho. Oh, right, it's in the natural health food section. Ah. You're welcome. Ah, rockstar parking. What a douche. Oh, bag's falling out. Apologies. Don't mind my bag. Okay, painkillers and multivitamins I needed. It's time to re-up those. And now we got breakfast. Let's get some of that in us, and then let's go. It's not as cold as I thought it was going to be outside today. I only need my flannel right now, which means I'll only need my flannel later on. I might even have to take my flannel off. That'll be nice. Hey, Penny. I'm back, and I come bearing dairy products. So good. All right. And, yeah. My OCD wants me to get the ecoflow topped up. It's at 93%, so it's basically full. But see aforementioned OCD, which I don't actually have, it's just funny. Anyway, moving right along. What we're going to do to avoid pulling Pac-Man out today is we're just gonna let Lucky charge up the ecoflow herself. So I used to do this in the past and it actually became a problem, but I was charging at too high of a rate. And as I've talked about previously, you can adjust how fast the ecoflow charges. So yesterday I was in the app and I knocked it down to about 300 watts. And when I'm driving, Lucky's charging between 500 and 600 watts. So we will charge the ecoflow whilst we drive to where we're going to go to do our projects. And then the ecoflow 7% should be topped up by the time we get there, and it won't put too much strain on Lucky. The strain I mentioned, if you're new around here, what was happening in the past is that I was charging the ecoflow so fast that it was putting far too much draw on Lucky's house batteries. So whilst the alternator charger was keeping everything sort of topped up to charge the ecoflow, by the time that was done, I realized I was actually draining my house batteries, and I was getting warning messages about having low voltage on them, which is never a good thing, especially when you're living through winter in Canada. What just happened to my voice? Anyway, fire Lucky up, turn on the inverter, and we should be good to go. Yeah, we're good. Fire Lucky up. Get the DC to DC charger going. We got the ecoflow plugged in here, which goes up there to the inverter. We turn on said inverter. I guess technically that's an extension cord from the inverter, but now we're charging the ecoflow. And we got a big fat putty tat right here. Hold on to your furry little butt. Yeah, we're out of here. Okay, so goal for today is to finally give the Irish Pirate Queen a little bit of a facelift. We're gonna get those pillars on either side and then hopefully get this bad boy mounted up on top of them. So again, if you haven't been paying attention, well, make sure you're subscribed and you have notifications turned on so you never miss a Van Life Plus episode. You guys just rip it in here like a bat out of hell. But yeah, I was gifted very generously from Lindsay, otherwise known as Cozy Cabin on Wheels, some pillars, a light bar bracket mount system, and that light bar. So we're going to be removing these white lights, saving them for later, and we're going to be remounting the amber lights that are on either side of Grace, and then hopefully wiring that bad boy in. So step one, we got to get basically all of this on both sides off. Okay, I'm not going to admit how frustrating it was to locate all of the tools necessary to do this job. My fault, but I'm sure it looked a lot easier than it was. But we're here now. Got the new towers on. We got the amber mounts remounted up there just temporarily because of course I had to move them because the wires are a specific length. Wanted to make sure they would work. Now I want to close this and make sure we're not pinching any of those wires in any sort of like crazy fashion. I am going to pinch the ones that will become the patio lights because they're just dangling and hanging out, but it is what it is. All right, so this coming down now. Nope, that's good. That wire clears there on the hood. And on this side, it should be the same story. Yeah, more or less. Tuck this right in there. Cool, I can tighten those up. Those are good to go. If I can get some more slack on the wire, I will. Before we get the... Actually, I was going to say before we get the light bar up there, but maybe we should just give that a shot right now and see, because I don't even know if it's the right size. I'm sure it is, but this is going to be the trickier part of all of this. So this is going to go like this. Oh, damn. I don't... Uh-oh. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but that point up there and that point up there look further apart than this point on the light bar and that point on the light bar. Huh. Okay, moment of truth. I've got this side attached, but I don't think it's going to reach to this side. Carefully, carefully. No. There's like a good 2-3 inches of space still, unfortunately. This light bar is just a little bit shorter. Oh, that's too bad. We flew so close to the sun. That's okay. The gears are turning. We're still going to remove those other lights because they're definitely becoming patio lights. And the towers are going to stay up here for now because, well, obviously we have to get a light bar that will fit now. Clearly. Yeah, it's too bad. These the light bar did come with these little like mounting brackets, but they go on this way, so it doesn't give them any more width this way, unfortunately. It'd be great to just drill into Lucky's roof. But for now, we will just put a pin in this and let it be a future Matthew problem, methinks. All right, yeah, there we go. So let's reattach this, and then let's get those other lights removed from the Irish Pirate Queen. All right, so before I remove the wires from the like actual wiring harness here, like cut them out of the Jeep, I'm just gonna remove all of these little zip ties that I used to mount it up here. One. Hello? Don't drop zip ties into your engine bay. Bad things will happen to good people. 2. 3. And I think this might be the last one. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. So now I think these should be more or less free. Yep. Just got to get them undone from the negative post right here. Just a ground, and then cut this positive line, and Grace will be lacking 2 lights, but Lucky will potentially be coming into 2. But that is definitely not a today thing, as that will require blowing yet another hole in the good ship Lucky. Ugh. Oh, I think these are 10mm nuts on here. Grace, can we get your hood open anymore? Give me a little bit more clearance. Yeah, of course we can. You're a Wrangler. Just be gentle about it. Ah, so much more room for activities now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a 10. Yes. So loosen that off. This was nice about the Wranglers. These, not the JKs. I used to have a JK. My first Jeep was a 2009, and I loved that thing. It was great. I don't know when they started doing it. That model year didn't have it, but it actually comes from the factory with 4 pre-wired auxiliary switches that are just here that you can wire whatever you want into. And I do know for that light bar, and probably if I replace it or if I find extensions or whatever, it needs a 30 amp connection. So out of those 4 switches, you get 2 30 amps and 2 15 amps. It's pretty cool. Saves you a lot of hassle of having to install, well, the wires and running them all and whatnot, and installing switches in the cab, but also, what is the stupid thing I'm looking for? What is it? I hate them so much. Not relays. What the hell are they called? I don't know. I can't remember right now. I'm having a total brain fart, but they're a pain in the ass. And this it alleviates that. They're already fused and everything. Yes, I should have disconnected the negative battery, but it's just this light that's coming out. And there we go. Put this guy back on, and we're good to go. What the hell are those things called? Relays. No, I already said that. Not relays. I'll figure it out. In between shots, I lost my snips. What? Wait, did I put them over here? Yes. Okay, I didn't lose them. Just my mind. All right, and Grace, Lego. Okay. Lucky. You have potential patio lights. Hi, Penny. Why the hell would we put these in here? We just end up tripping over them. To Grace's boot. Yeah. Not as much room for activities back here. But we're getting better. Alright, just out of curiosity here, let's see. Because this mount, Lindsay said, was designed for a 52-inch light bar. And he could have sworn that this was a 52-inch light bar. So let's see. I mean, it's curved, but still, it has to be a length, right? Put it on the ground before you break the damn thing. Let's go from the highest point on the curve to the highest point on the curve. Hello. I mean, I'm not 100% sure how to measure this, but if you go from that point to that point, or even that point to that point, this looks like a 50-inch light bar. So I need to add an inch on either side. Then we should be golden. Maybe Home Depot will have a solution in the form of spacers. I imagine I'd probably have to get longer bolts as well. But. All right, well, for now, 10-second tidy, and make sure those amber lights are bolted down nice and tight. And that there's electrician's tape on that bare wire. Don't forget your gloves on the hood of your Jeep Wrangler. All right, everything is put away. Now the question is, what time is it? Gloves. It is. Oh, okay. But I always keep my eye on the time. Getting closer and closer to when I got to pick up the Pirate Princess. But right now we do have plenty of time, so maybe we will. I don't know about Home Depot. But maybe Rona. It's kind of more like on the way to where I'm going. I think I'm gonna have to carry that light bar in with me because the little bolt that's holding that bracket on is like, it's only like this big. So if I get a spacer, the spacer is going to take up that whole bolt. So we need a new bolt. I don't know if they'll have any that will fit in that thing. But it sounds like a problem for when we're there. No point in sitting in the parking lot wondering. All right, Penny. All right, you ready? All right, hold on to your furry little butt. We're hitting the high seas once again. All right, let's take our light bar for a walk, see if we can find a solution to its stubbiness. Walk tall and carry a big light bar. Hello, Rona. I was just here. Okay, so I'm going to put a pin in this for now because time is getting away on me. I've been wrestling with this for the last half hour, 45 minutes or something. This is where we're at right now, right? So I did end up getting some of these machine screws. They fit, they go in, they are nice and long compared to the bolt that was in there, holding on this bracket. I originally tried to get this to work without this bracket in here because I didn't really see the point. However, it's got these little grooved teeth on it that actually prevent it from turning like this, but it would only work if this point was mounted down somewhere. And well, you see this doesn't work in my application. So no matter how tight I get these bolts on either side, it's still gonna be able to pivot because it's just a single point. So my next thought was, well, I'll use these brackets, I'll put it back in to hold it. Then there is a secondary hole on the mount right there, and I could feed a bolt through there and then into one of these grooves on the bracket. Then you've got 2 points holding it, and you wouldn't have this happening, right? So that is where I'm at, and that's probably what I'm going to do. However, I don't have bolts that will fit through there right now, and one that I did have that I tested it with, in terms of this little hole lining up with a slot on this bracket, I'm probably gonna have to drill out with a hole saw, or not a hole saw, but a step bit to make it a little bit bigger. So this is all going to take a lot longer, and because of that, we're going to put a pause in this for today and go get hunkered down, get the Pirate Princess, and have our evening. You bested me this round, but I'll see you in the next one. Kind of looks like a eyebrow. All right, you are all tucked in. However, we can remove the So Cozy cover so you get a little bit of sunlight whilst I'm gone. And on the drive over here, we cranked up the heater. So actually, you know what? We're just gonna turn it off because it's supposed to be nice and warm this evening. So we'll turn the fan off, stop exhausting. It's gonna be nice and warm well after we get back to Lucky tonight. So you don't need the diesel heater on, darling. You just enjoy the coziness of the tiny home. And before we take off, the last thing I'm going to tackle is putting that back the way it should be. Because yikes, way better. Now I don't have to be stressed out when I'm on my way back to the good ship Lucky later tonight about having to do that. So it's always nice to stay on top of things. Okay, that's how warm it is in here though. The flannel had to come off to make the bed. It is what it is. All right, before we leave, I think there is a big fat pussy that is probably in need of at least one treat. Oh, you're too cute. You're too cute. How about a nutter? There you go. All right, well, that only leaves one thing left to do to bring this all full circle. That was originally going to be me pulling back the cartridge for Roadsters on the Nintendo 64. However, I hopped in there and the copy that they have, the label is all torn up. So I opted to remain the owner of an individual box. That sounded way weirder than I thought it would. Anyways, I'm going to leave this one here, you guys. Thank you again so much for watching my shenanigans. We got a lot to do in the next episode of Van Life Plus. So until then, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive. And remember, only dead fish go with the flow. And it is called a relay. Hey guys, thanks for being part of the shot. I appreciate it.